forget that we have a day off tomorrow because it's Health and Sports Day. Since it's the day before the midterms, I'll probably just study. Hope you'll do the same, Akinari. Let's do our best on the exams. Wait a minute. What am I again? Why is there character portrait and character model got entirely different colored clothes? What's up with that? That is most peculiar. Yeah, I've been playing Hatsune Miku Future Tone recently because it's like I played it quite a few years ago. Got all the DLC, played through it on PS4. It is much harder than Project Diva games, I must say, because they're really strict. Like, you hit a safe note in the Project Diva games, you're not gonna get perfect, but you'll still get an excellent. Not so much the case in Future Tone, because freaking safe notes might as well be bad notes. You gotta get freaking cool notes consistently. It's like you can get good notes as well, but cool notes are where it's at, otherwise your score's gonna suck ass. And then they get these stupid notes where it's like, hold down square, while also continuing on with all the, other notes. All the while you're holding down one button with one other finger, and then you gotta do it again, and then it's like, okay, hold down triangle and circle. How about hold down all the buttons at once, because we like to do those buttons. Or how about a complicated one, like triangle and circle. Diagonal, man. Diagonal kind of bitch. That stuff is like when it's like horizontal or, vertical. I mean, I guess it is kind of diagonal with the way the controller is. But you get the idea. Holding down triangle and circle, that's easy because they're right next to each other. But triangle and X or square and circle, you've got to purposely use two fingers, because if you just use your thumb to do that, you're probably going to misclick another freaking button. Then you get one that's like press square, triangle, and circle at the same time, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, this game! Some of that you encounter on normal difficulty for some songs. It's ridiculous. It's like hard mode on that game is legit hard, and extreme mode plus, forget about it, man. That game is just freaking absolutely slaughter your ass. But on the plus side, it made me better at Project Diva games, because it's like, hell, if I can freaking get through some songs on hard mode in Future Tone, everything else would be a cakewalk. Well, not really, because some songs are still bullshit. But yeah, why did I bring that up? I've already forgotten. Oh yeah, because her outfit reminded me of one of the modules Miku has, I mean, it was also in Project Diva F2, I think. I can't remember what the song was called. Though my song has no form or something like that, I can't remember. But the module for that, very similar to Fuka's outfit here. Have you been studying with exams? I guess we'll be taking exams for the first time. How do you think she'll do with those? Better Sib Zupe, she'll do okay. She'll probably do great because, she's an android technically. I agree. You must use a processor to answer all the questions, right? That's cheating! This will be my first periodic examination. Since I have a human mind, my memory is similar to that of a human being's. I will not be able to insert the data of an entire book into my memory system. However, do not worry, I will still do my very best. I guess I explained to that. Because, like, if she doesn't do perfect and at the top of the class, it's because she may be an android, but she's got human elements to her, not just because of her appearance, Next episode of Phoenix Range Film and episode 34, Hawk's Betrayal. Has Hawk really gone over to the dark side? That means not Hawk! Which one's Hawk? Arf! Yukari in her room studying them. No, since we studying. Yeah. The contrast between Yukari and Junpei when they're studying. Yukari takes it very seriously. Junpei is like, nah, who needs to study? And then when it comes to it, it's like, well, I'm gonna fail anyway, but I'll try to, do as much studying as possible in one night, but end up playing games instead. It's like, hey, Junpei, why not play educational games? Like, hell no, man, where's the fun in that? Wait a minute. Oh wait, there's no school today, so it doesn't matter. See that guy over there, right? I don't know how to get rid of him, so I'll just let him do whatever he do. Isn't she awesome? Maybe I'll just keep checking her out a little while longer. Why didn't you just freaking talk to each other? She was stalking you at the start of the game, or realizing you weren't that interesting and kind of meh. And now you're the one interested in her and stalking her. It's like role reversals. Just letting talk to each other already, man. Oh, it's you. Why did you have a seat? This bench is too big for me already. Seems Akinari would like the pleasure of your company. Doesn't matter if you have a match of persona, this is one of those social links that ranks up each time. Because you can only see him on Sundays. Then this bench shall be our meeting place. Akinari seems happy. You are not like the others. Really? Honestly, I didn't expect you to come back. Akinari smiled distantly. Nobody treats me like a normal guy, not even my family. I can tell by how they look at me. The pity in their eyes is unmistakable. I don't need their sympathy any more than I need their curiosity. I mean, yeah, that would suck that you're basically dying and feel like you get all the sympathy and all that, but at the same time, you feel like you're not being seen as a person. I can see kind of how that would be quite distressing, aside from the fact that the whole, slowly dying thing. I'm sorry, but I don't expect anyone to pity me. Dying isn't so unusual, is it? What is there to gain by staying in the world for a long time anyway? Yeah, that's one thing I think about sometimes is, people that would say, oh, they want to be immortal. Why? It's like, my mother died last year, and that has devastated me, and I'm still not over it. Don't think I ever will be. And it's stuff like that. It's like, if you lived forever, you would experience so many people coming and going in your life like that. Why would you want to be immortal? And it feels like living a long life, like, imagine you live to be 90 odd. Think of how many people that you've known in your life would pass by that point. That would be just depressing. It's like a blessing and a curse. You get a long life, but, unless everyone else that you care about also happen to live similarly length lives, which is unlikely to be the case for everyone, that's gonna happen, isn't it? Which reminds me, one thing I find wild about my family tree, it's like, aside from the family that my family never really bothered with much, so I doubt they were even aware of her existence. But my great-great-grandma, right, was still technically alive when I was born. That is wild. Not just great-grandma, great-great-grandma. That is just wild, man. That is crazy. And as for her daughter, who's my great-grandmother, I still don't even know when she died. It's some freaking enigma, man. I can't figure it out. It's like they just disappear off the face of the earth, But yeah, it's kind of wild. The great-great-grandmother lived to be 90-something. It's like, damn, man, that is old. Definitely the oldest direct ancestor I found in a family tree. Although I have seen other, relatives, like, for example, my nan's aunt lived to be about 92, 93 years old, which is insane. And my nan's grandfather's older brother lived to be 92 or something like that, which is also insane. And said Ed brother also had a son or a grandson who lived to be 94, so clearly that guy had some freaking longevity in his genes. It's like, damn, man. Anyways, back to thoughts. That's a good point. You may have a hopelessness festering inside you as well. You can't remember a time without it. I mean, I can't. Akinari smiles. Hey, thanks for coming today. You don't seem like everyone else. Honestly, I feel like the protagonist could probably relate to this guy anyway, because that feeling of hopelessness, that feeling of loss. It's like in his case, it's a feeling of he's basically dying, so he's really got nothing now. He's just slowly dying, he's constantly in hospital, he doesn't really get to go out and live his life. He just has to go through this, Meanwhile, the protagonist, he lost his parents, and he kind of keeps himself for the most part. I'm not sure I know how to describe it exactly, but you don't look down on me the way everyone else does. Akinari seems intrigued by you. I should be stronger now. Serious voice rings in your head. Thou I and I am thou. Thou shalt have a blessing and choose the great son of the sun. The dying young man's social link has reached level 2. You have had great personas of the Sun Arcana's brain. What a social link name. The Dying Man. Damn it. What did I do to serve this body? I hope we can meet again. Decided to go back to the dorm. He's definitely got one of the more emotional social links in this game. Which makes sense. Because he's dying. Greetings. That's all. Just greetings. Yes, that's the same stuff we said during the daytime. Shikari still studying all day? All work and no play and all that. Wait, what? To be honest, I was planning to go there today. Why did I decide not to? If I keep living in the past, I'll never be able to move forward. Like, goddammit, Ken, stop trying to act mature. You're 11 years old right now. Arf. Well, I'll come back down for you, Koromaru. I'm just gonna check to see if everyone's gonna be upstairs. You just can't do it, man. He's been studying all day. Except not really. He's just been sitting there all day. It's like you spend all this time thinking about doing something and not actually doing it. And she's just been studying the whole day. You know what? I spent most of an afternoon yesterday, I think. Yeah, it was yesterday. Organizing the family tree stuff, right? Because I was like, okay, I've got these notepad files for each side of the family, and I'm like, okay, let's make a new one for this side because it's kind of convoluted the way I've laid it out to have one side of the family have all these different branches. So it's like, for this one, have that. So it's like writing out all the details, and it's like, okay, here's how it works, right? It's not just the relevant relatives, it also includes the siblings. And then it includes the siblings and their children. and so on and so forth. So it kind of keeps going like that. And it got awfully convoluted, and by the time I got to this one point, I was like, this guy had like freaking nearly a dozen freaking siblings, and I don't even know when all of them, most of them died, you know, because I don't know. So like, I can't be off, maybe another time, you know. But knowing my life, I'm gonna find out, it's like, oh yeah, that relative, they're not actually a relative, he's the wrong guy. It's just a guy with a similar name. That would be annoying. That's the trouble, man. It's like on Ancestry they have marriage certificates, but sometimes they don't. It feels like they've clearly got a collection of certain dates and certain regions, certain places of marriage certificates. But if it's not within that specific time frame in that specific area, then it's not there on Ancestry, and that means I'd have to freaking buy a copy myself, and that costs about like 11 quid. Which is a bit ridiculous, obviously. So yeah, I'd need to get the marriage certificate just to confirm who his father is, so I'd be like, okay, then I was on the right track. And if it isn't, I'd be like, shit, then who the hell is he? Yeah, oh, what a coincidence. I have a dog, that's Shiba. Cool, can I pet him? Don't get angry, please. Look for a while. Here, do you see close now? That's nice. Koromaru's back from playing. Gotta go back to zone with Koromaru. I've noticed that our friends don't have to hang out a lot these days, do they? Like, at all. Maybe it's because of exams, or maybe it's because I've maxed out most of them. Well, not most of them, but a few of them. And the ones I haven't maxed out are relatively high level at this point. Plus, you know, the exams. It's like, too busy to be hanging out, man. It's Health and Sports Day, there's no school. I should have gone to the mall the previous day so that I could afford to buy something from the shopping channel. But alas, I forgot. And I'm not even gonna bother this time either. Because it's too tedious selling random weapons and stuff like that, you know? That we don't need, they're just taking up inventory space. Too tedious. Arf. The color for Sagittarius is pink. For extra luck, try putting a flower on it. This will be my first periodic examination. I said this yesterday. We don't get new dialogue yet. You have to wait till exams are over. Where's Akihiko at? Is he in his room or is he out and about somewhere? Which room was his? Yeah, he's studying. So I assume Yukari's studying and Junpei's studying. What the hell is this problem? We never learned this. Wait a minute, they must have taught us this when I was asleep. What a dirty trick. You're Junpei holding. I mean, have you ever encountered that on a test? It's like, wait a minute, we didn't go over this in class, what the hell? She's been studying non-stop for 2 days straight. Or was it 3 days? I can't remember when she started. To the Shrine Mobile again, because that's all we go to these days, it seems. Oh hi, why we go to play today? What should we do? I seem happy. Hey, I know, let's get takoyaki. You gave in to like his begging and went for a takoyaki. I don't think I've ever had takoyaki. I don't think I've even really had any Japanese cuisine in general, honestly. Hey, what did I strip my own takoyaki stand up. I made my decision. I'm going to live with Mom. Since she has to cook and clean and still go to work, I want to help out too. Don't have to worry about Dad. Even without me around, I think Dad would be okay with it. I could look sad. So Mom and I are gonna move pretty soon. That was the whole excuse, wasn't it? Just simply so that we have another social link where they have a reason for not hanging out with us anymore because we'll be moving. Sorry, we'll still be friends though, right? I'll move on with life. I mean, that's honestly the case. We're friends forever. It's friends forever, forever and ever and ever again. I seem much happier. Now imagine if they like had social media and it's like, okay, they share details. And it's like, okay, this is pretty sus here. How old is Maiko anyway? Is she around like Ken's age? Maybe even a little younger? Meanwhile, you've got the protagonist who's like 16 or 17 years old. Just like, be like, what is that? Can't ever forget about me, promise, okay? I guess taking a real liking to you. Relationship's stronger now. Just don't follow Nanako and be all like, will you marry me when we get older? Which is even weirder with Nanako because she's the protagonist's cousin. But I guess cousins getting married isn't seen quite as bad. I don't know. Because that still seems like serious what things ahead. That's another thing that I've wondered about sometimes in the family tree stuff, you know? It's like we're all related, really, at the end of the day. It's just you'd have to go back way far back to get, you know, a common ancestor. It's like how there's a family tree I found, and they've got relatives that are directly related to me in their family tree. I'm like, so how do they relate? And when I zoom out and look at the family tree as a whole, I see that the connection is that they have a great whatever grandparent who is the younger brother of my nan's great grandfather, which means the direct ancestor for that matches up for both sides would be my nan's great grandparents. So you'd have to go back way far for the common ancestor, you know. It's like someone could, because in that case it's a sibling, you know. But because they're a sibling, they share the same parents, and that is where the direct ancestors come into play, you know, where it's a common ancestor. Just like even these branch points, that's another reason why I kind of go through the siblings as well, see where they ended up, who their kids are, and where their kids end up. Because, you know, it's interesting, you know, to see that side and get all that and see if there's any other relatives that are more distantly related. Plus, it also helps to do that because when I go to the library, I also access the newspapers. And, well, I search using British Newspaper Archive without actually using it because I can't actually view any of the pages, but I can at least do the search, right? And with more people to work with, more distant relatives, I can be like, okay, this person's name, and get results for that, and be like, okay, that's them in this newspaper article. So I've got more newspaper articles to look at, you know? If I just stuck to the ones that are direct relatives, I would have ran out of material a long time ago. Well, I don't know if it's a long time ago, because there's still ones that are direct ancestor that I haven't had a look at yet. But still, you know, it adds more variety as well. Now high and I am thou. Thou shalt have our blessing when thou choose the great son of the hangman. You'll at the shrine social link is reached level 9. Great person's the hangman comes to only one more rank left for this one. I'll see you again once I'm done getting ready, okay? So I have to head back to the dorm.
Greetings.
And salutations. The exams start tomorrow. It looks like you are all serious about doing well on them. But as for me, I am more serious about what comes after the exams, the final battle. I will fight with all my strength. We cannot lose. Are those guys still studying upstairs? I guess so. Earth. Well, there's nothing to do because it's a Monday. You know what? Let's do it from here because we can just fast travel up our route. Now, even though we don't need to study anymore because we're super intelligent and all, we might as well, you know, study anyway. Just to, you know, act like we, you know, we still need a bit of studying to do. Imagine if he got exhausted from that. It's like, that's just typical. Not that it would matter, because they're not going to taunt us anytime soon. Second semester midterms exam begins today and lasts for 5 days. Just so that you don't get to do anything else. Super annoying. So what's the date? Okay. This question seems familiar. What is the #1 source of stress for women? Surprisingly, husbands, but honestly, I don't know, because they're not. I mean, this says women, not married women, you know? It's like, oh, stress of having a husband, occupation, children, society. I think if you had children, that'd be way more stressful than, you know, having a spouse. But they could, you know, come together to be super stressful. It's like, ah, man, raising the kids, your husband's being an asshole, and it's like, Feel confident about your answer. It's like, is this like an opinion piece or what? I don't get it. I mean, is that really a fact that is the most stressful thing? I think that's not true. It depends on the person, you know. This seems familiar. Who founded numerology? Pythagoras, right? Yep. That's a hell of a name. Feel confident about your answer. Yeah, could you imagine finding someone with the name Pythagoras in your family tree? You'd be like, what the fuck? How they got that name? It's like, it must be foreign. It's like, no, they just were really big math. Very big into math, so they named their son Pythagoras. This question seems familiar. What is superconductivity? Zero electrical resistance. You feel confident about your answer. You don't even get to do anything in the evenings. Granted, we don't really do much in the evenings these days anyway, but You know, it skips the whole days. You just answer one question in class, and that's the whole day done. Question seems familiar. The Onin War was one of two instances that triggered the Sengoku era. Which was the other? Now this one is one where it's like, well shit, Japanese history I'm not too familiar with. They did mention it in class, I'm pretty sure, but you know, how are you supposed to remember that shit? Where's the coup of Mayo? How you mouse? You feel confident, man. Then the next one just skips through the days. It all depends on your stats. You know, how high your academics will determine how well you do on the last day. And do overall. It's last day of exams. If it's the same as in the later Persona games as well. Questions are just too easy. The pen won't stop moving. It doesn't pick up speed like it does with Persona 4, where it's like you just start speeding up to like answer. Today's exam finishes. And you walk off to the side because my controller is dodgy. It was easier than I expected, but I still missed some. So I guess I could have done better. Yo, Makoto, past history, I'm looking ahead to the future. You two, right? If you ever need help, don't be afraid to ask. Count on me. The unbreakable bond between you and Kazushi is so unbreakable that you don't have to hang out with them ever. I'll go to, you know, those track and field. But I know it is pretty good. I can't wait for the choice. Actually, I hang out with the guard for this. I don't know why I exited. Maybe just to see if anyone's guiding you. My parents told me to go to one of those 4-year colleges. After that, they think I should be a lawyer or something smart than that. It's gonna suck, and I just remembered I got to continue to go through practice. So I can eventually get that damn helmet. Why'd we have to go there 7 times? Just so that you learn more about the teacher. Right on that shoot of a cell phone, but I couldn't get in. So tough to dodge the bullets on that high street. Oh well, I'll trust it. Chemistry. How is it that I always end up the wrong bloody side of the building? In fact, the office is on the other side. What teacher is it today? Yeah, we basically got to see every single teacher, and then on the last day, on the 7th time we visit the faculty office, you finally show up and go, oh, what took you so long? Here's my helmet. Someone seems to have stepped out. Miss Sonoishi, the science teacher, is here much on my side. The ingredients are tea glucose, L-xylitol, citrine, sodium. It's all secrets. Ah, Makoto, take a look at this. See if mine's something. I ordered a bag of sand for the mail the other day, and it came with this supplement. Take this to boost your brain power. Can't believe they mix plain ingredients just like this. See for yourself, the active ingredients in this are all secret. At the very end it lists DHA, but that means there's only the traces amount. I know it was free, but what a joke. Maybe I'm in the wrong line of work. You can take it if you'd like to go there, though the best it'll do is give it a placebo effect. Food they gave at Wakatsu is much better. It's made with loads of fish eyes. Prime source of DHA. Fish eyes? You know, I like fish, but I don't want to be eating no fish eyes. That's one thing I don't get about it's the culture there where fish? You eat the whole fish? The eyes included? Hell, you know? Like we had neighbors back in the day, an older couple. One year they had a freaking pig's head, and it's like, good God, man, how do you eat stuff like that? Like, wow. It's not my thing. Speaking of DHA, did you know the full term is Oh god, how do you pronounce that? Glucosanoic acid. You see, it's... I can't be bothered to explain it. You learned about the issue? Not really. I mean, you did, but we didn't, because you didn't explain to us. So no, it doesn't seem to be the time. So I had to give up. It says without good reason, but you went in there without much reason to begin with. You know? I guess maybe because he's like, oh, maybe the Stonos. Yeah, this is what's, Sengoku happens. Yeah, you heading home. Sorry, I'm busy. I'm going to study for a while. Make sure you don't neglect yourself. Or you have other things to worry about. But studying should be a student's number one priority. Our social link will only become available. I say that, but we're in freaking October. So by much later on, I mean, I think it's in November. So we got it back. Shizuru would always hang out around there, right? Too bad for him. I'm sure he would have no good too. Heard about that Shizuru guy who died the other day. You know the area, right? Where all the fans hang out. I heard they were all scared of Shizuru. I wonder how bad he was. I've been thinking, normally if someone's hurt somewhere, they'll bring in someone new, right? That means if anyone in soon counts it, I might have a chance to get it. Hey, what's with that look? You act like I'm a criminal or something. Not that bad, I'll get her without in, she also happens to be looking in the general direction of Chihiro, the traitor of the student council. Like, what if I break her legs and take her horse? Then I'll get to see Mitsuru. Hey, Maiko, are you walking back by yourself? I'll come with you. Akinari wants to walk home with you. No mention of the exam. Okay, let's go somewhere. Nice inside. Let's just can't hide it. Oh, what a show y'all okay. Feel like ship, growing and stronger as you spend time in the fire. This ship can become strong soon. Can dock out. Decide to go back to job. No chance to give a gift? I guess that's only on Sunday, you know, hangouts.
What's up, dude?
Phew, it's finally over. Dude, wanna go to Dodger's Lane? I'll think about it. Awesome, I don't even want to think about school anymore. Should I go to Tartarus just for the hell of it? Bugger all else to do. I mean, we could hang out with the mom. And I guess I could go to Tartarus, maybe do a bit of level grinding off screen. I'll consider it. And then the next part could start off much like this recording started off. Where we were in... Wait, no, we weren't in Tartarus at the start of the recording session, no. Or were we? Was I? No, I wasn't, because I left Tartarus by that point. But you get the idea. I was worried about the team when we lost Shinji, but it seems like everyone has recovered surprisingly well. He must be smiling downwards from above. Does he ever smile, honestly? Considering what you've all been through, you did an excellent job on your exams. You should all go out and enjoy the weekends. We don't have exams at elevated school, but I'll have to take them in middle school. Are they difficult? They're pure torture. No, not really. Yes, they are. No, not really. Really? Wow, that's good to hear. What years is middle school at? Because if it is the years I'm thinking of, I'm not sure. I don't know. It confuses me because here in the UK, it's like you got primary. And then you got secondary. So you don't have... So when I hear like, you know, elementary school, middle school and all that, like... So what years does that cover exactly? Because we're in high school. But when does high school officially start? I don't know, because it feels like maybe secondary school here in the UK incorporates both middle and high school. That's what I think anyway. If that's the case, then yeah, middle school kind of sucks. I can't remember if primary school... Does primary school count as elementary and middle school, or is it one of the two? I don't know. All I remember is primary school was pretty straightforward. It's like after that, that's when shit got confusing for me. Because that's when they're freaking like, oh yeah, math. Now we've suddenly got the alphabet, but you didn't learn anything about that prior, so now you have no idea what's going on. You're like Talius, like from South by like, I have no idea what's going on. And I've never even gotten high. Seems like everyone is back on track. Now we can start drinking. You provide my workout program. I'm very happy with my current solution. Cultural anthropologists have calculated all this. They said the next up syndrome victims will begin to appear in... Well, that's not good. I don't think I did well in the math exam. I had a hard time remembering terms and equations, which are usually no problem for me. How about you, Maiko? How did you do? Pretty good. Well, you must have gotten a good grade. I don't feel relieved like I usually do after the exam. What about you? I feel completely right. Don't. So I thought, well, it's probably because the last operation is coming up soon. Plus, you know, Shinjiro dying and all that still lingering. Yeehaw! Exams are over. I'm gonna hang out with Chidori. My favorite subjects are particle theory, mechanical engineering, and information analysis. Unfortunately, my examinations were not on those subjects. Therefore, I do not think I did very well. That was a story idea I randomly had ages ago, right? Of kind of like in an Edward Scissorhands like way. You know how in the start of Edward Scissorhands, what was the guy's name? Vincent Price's character. You know, he dies before he can apply the hands and arms properly. So that's why, you know, Edward's got the scissor hands, because, you know, it wasn't completed before his inventor died. And I thought, what about a similar thing, where someone creates a kind of a robot android of sorts, but they die partway through, and the android, who doesn't comprehend this, goes about things a different way. Instead of like Edward Scissorhands, they just kind of stay isolated until someone comes across them. No. They try to figure out how to bring their creator back to life. But they don't understand all the intricate details. So, you get a sudden case of unidentified murders caused by this android, as it's harvesting people's, body parts and internal organs and stuff like that, to try to use them to understand how to revive their creator. And the way the murders are committed and all that makes it so it's like, this is really brutal. It's like, this must be one sick motherfucker, but it's very just calculated and just completely devoid of emotion of it all, because it's just like, it's just trying to study the human body. So you got like two sides. You got the robot side from their perspective, and then you get the detective trying to figure out what's going down. It's just, how would a story like that play out? It's like, you gotta have a good writing style to be like, okay, you gotta make it make sense, you know. This android's going around killing people, but how is it that they can't find the person now? How do they not get to the bottom of it till towards the end of the story? You know? You gotta make it so that it's compelling. And I don't know how to do that about the story, but the idea is there. Interesting idea, you know. Kind of. Arf. Oh, he's looking at us pleadingly now. Shit. Well, we'll come back to it. I guess we won't go to Tartarus. Sorry, Junpei, but no Tartarus today because Koromaru wants to go for a walk when I next record for this. And that's what I will do, damn it. So, with that out of the way, this has been 2 hours, 17 minutes recording, and I shall see you next time, dudes. See you next time.